welcome. And this is the last part of our tutorial, and we'll be deploying our movie management application to Vercel. So why Vercel? What is Vercel? Vercel is a cloud platform for static site hosting and serverless functions built for the modern web. It's a great choice for deploying NextJS applications because it offers a number of benefits that make deploying, scaling, and managing your app much easier. Firstly, Vercel is optimized for static sites and NextJS apps, which means and serverless functions built for the modern web. It's a great choice for deploying NextJS applications because it offers a number of benefits that make deploying, scaling, and managing your app much easier. Firstly, Vercel is optimized for static sites and NextJS apps, which means that it's able to provide fast and reliable performance for your app. This is especially important when using features like client-side rendering and server-side rendering, which can have a big impact on the user experience. Secondly, Vercel makes it easy to deploy your app and manage your environment. You can deploy your app with just a few clicks, and Vercel takes care of everything else, including creating the necessary resources, setting up your environment, and configuring your DNS settings. This makes it much easier to focus on building your app rather than worrying about deployment. It also helps improve your workflow. So with Vercel, you could hook up if your project is hosted on GitHub, you could hook your repository to Vercel, and when you deploy or push changes, Vercel automatically merges that and rebuilds your projects with the newly committed or newly pushed files. And it speeds up the development workflow. Thirdly, Vercel offers a number of advanced features that make it easy to optimize your app for performance and scalability. For example, you can use Vercel's Edge network to cache your app's assets and improve performance, or use Vercel's serverless functions to offload heavy processing to the cloud and improve scalability. And overall, Vercel is a great choice for deploying NextJS apps, especially with the NextJS features we've used in this tutorial. It's focused on static sites and NextJS optimization, along with its easy deployment and advanced features, make it a top choice for developers looking to build and deploy high-performance scalable web apps. So let's get started with it. First off, we want to make a few configurations. The NextAuth library, in the deployment guide, we are required to set two environment variables: NextAuth secret and NextAuth URL. If you're deploying to Vercel according to them, we do not have to add the NextAuth URL environment variable, but we do need to create a NextAuth secret environment variable. And you can create that using using the command openSSL rand base6432. So I'm going to go to my terminal. I'm going to quickly run that command. Open SSL rand base 64 32, and you can see I have this string, alphanumeric string. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go to my environment variables, and I'm going to paste it. Oops, I'm going to paste it in there. Great. So one more thing to note, your environment variables should not be exposed. Vercel provides a way to store these environment variables, which we'll look at very soon. One more thing to note, your GitHub OAuth application settings for your OAuth app. After deploying the new URL that Vercel is going to assign to your project, you replace this localhost URL with it, and also the authorization callback URL. You replace it with the new URL that Vercel is going to assign to you after deploying. So let's look at deploying. So first off, remember we cloned the starter files. How do we now get started? How do we now deploy these starter files? So depending on your, if you're pretty confident with Git and GitHub, you definitely have a way to do that. But if you don't, you could easily create a new repository. So I'm going to create a new repository, and I'm going to call it Real Ranger clone. And I'm going to create a repository. And you see, it's giving us some quick guides. So we are focused on pushing an existing repository from the command line. So we're gonna add this newly created repository as our origin file for our clone branch. So I'm gonna head to our terminal in our project directory. I'm gonna paste that and hit enter. Okay, so you're going to return an error. So how do we fix that? We simply run git init, and we run that again, and we are good to go. Okay. So the next thing is we're going to run this command git branch m main. So where m is a flag that stands for move or rename, and is used to force the rename even if the new branch name already exists. So we're gonna hit enter, and great. So then we're then going to push our files. But before we do that, we have to run git add and git commit. So we're gonna put in a commit message, and we're gonna say deployment and hit enter, and then we then run git push u origin main. And this command is used to push changes made on the local main branch to the remote repository on the origin server, which is typically GitHub in our case. And the U flag is used to set the upstream branch to origin/main, which means that in the future, when we run the git push command without specifying the remote branch, git we assume we are using this current one. Okay, and that's what we're asked to run right here. So gonna head back to our code editor and hit enter. And as you can see, it's been pushed to GitHub. So we're gonna check see our changes being reflected by refreshing our repository page. And you can see now we have our project. I could see the deployment time a minute ago. So we are good to go. So it's time to deploy on Vercel. Now Vercel works best with GitHub. So when you create an account with Vercel, it's going to ask you prompt you to authorize Vercel on your GitHub account. So when you do that, you then click on create a new project. And if you can see here, we have Primus Learning in our case, which is my account, and only one repository, which is my repository that I just created, Rearranger clone, and I'm going to click on import. So if you need to, this is why Vercel needed to authorize access to GitHub so that it could fetch this for you. And I'm going to click on import, and it will give my project a name. I'm going to leave it as Rearranger clone, and my framework preset. So you can see we could deploy Angular, Astro, Dojo, Gatsby, JQ, Ionic, Preact, Sanity, Svelte, Vue. You could deploy all this on Vercel, not just Next.js. So we're going to click on build and output settings, and in our case, you're going to leave it just as it is. Then our environment variable. Now we're going to literally copy and paste the environment variables that we have right here. And not to worry, I wouldn't be using these environment variables at all. So I'll be discarding them later on. So I'm gonna copy this, and I'm gonna paste it. I'm gonna paste the text and paste it in there, and I'm gonna click on add. I think the faster way to do it is just copy the whole thing and paste it in. Because when you paste it, Vercel automatically splits it, the variable name and the string. So I'm going to do that again. The database URL, I'm just going to copy everything here, highlight everything, and then click on this field and paste, and automatically. So I'm going to paste everything right now, and then we're going to click on deploy. Now I'm done with my environment variables. I'm going to click on deploy. And you can see it's building, and you can see a little visualization of what is going on. And Vercel is cloning our repository and also running the Vercel build command and installing our dependencies to get our project up and running. Great. And as you can see, it says, congratulations, you just deployed a new project to Vercel. You can decide to add a custom domain or enable analytics. So I'm going to open this. And you can see I have this URL real ranger clone.vercel.app, and I've been authenticated automatically. So let's log out, and I'm gonna hit enter again and click on get started. And you can see it's running this error, signing error of callback. Why? We've not changed the URL. It's still on localhost. So we're going to fix that. We're going to copy the URL of our project and head to our OAuth application settings and replace it here. And be careful when replacing it in your authorization callback URL, so I don't have double slashes or an invalid URL. I'm going to click on update application. Great, application updated successfully. So we're going to go back. We're going to refresh our page and click on get started. As you can see, we've now been authenticated. So let's open this in a new tab to see how it's in an incognito window rather. See how it's going to look like for an unauthenticated user or a first-time visitor rather. So if I click on get started, you can see it asks me to sign into GitHub to continue to rearrange a clone. And I click on it and click on sign in, and I'm being redirected to the authorized application. And you can see I'm right here. I'm going to quickly log out, and then I'm going to close this incognito window, and let's explore our application. So I'm going to go to my dashboard. I can see our dashboard here with the carousel, with the items. So let's look at Top Gun Maverick and click on more details. And we can see basic information about the movie. So let's quickly open our watch list in a new tab. In our watch list, we have just one movie, Minions: The Rise of Gru. So we're going to head back. I'm going to add this to my watch list. Added to watch list, I'm going to head back here without refreshing. And as you can see, Top Gun has been added. So let's go back and remove it from our watch list. Remove from watch list, and I head back here. You can see it's not on our watch list again. So let's quickly search for a movie. I'm going to search for Blade Runner 2049. One of the best sci-fi movies. So click on search. As you can see, we have Blade Runner 2049. Click on more details, and you can see more details about our movie application. So yes, that's basically it. Congratulations on completing this tutorial on building a movie watchlist app with NextJS. You've learned how to build a web app from scratch using a modern front-end framework and some of its exciting features like client-side rendering and data fetching, namely get static props, get server-side props, and client-side rendering using SWR, which stands for Stale While Validate. Now they have a functional movie app. Yeah, here's some ideas you could try out to, take this project to the next level or improve it. You could add a rating system, that will allow users to rate movies on their watch list and display the average rating for each movie. You could also add more search filters to the search page. You could search movies by their genre, by their rating, by the release year, and much more. You could go to the Flickster API and let them look at the endpoints, and you could string together all the optional parameters to make that work. You can also implement a recommendation system. This is going to be the best or the biggest upgrade you could give to this application. So based on the users and watch list, you can recommend similar movies that they might like. That is really similar to movie apps or streaming platforms like Netflix, HBO Max, and Amazon Prime. If you're looking to start a new project with Next.js, you could create an e-commerce store, a multi-vendor e-commerce store, where users can not just buy but also sell products. you would learn how to implement access level management in such a product or in such a platform or project rather. You could develop a productivity tool, a tool that helps users manage their to-do list, schedule appointments, and set reminders. And in the scheduling appointments, you could make it advanced, or you could integrate it with Zoom's SDK or Calendly's API, where when they could schedule an appointment, you could create a meeting based on the set time that the user specifies. And lastly, which sounds really interesting, you could build a travel application, an application that helps users plan their travel itineraries, book flights and hotels, and explore new destinations. Whatever project you decide to work on, keep learning, experimenting, and building. Watch out for more modern